Hello everybody and welcome to today's video, and in today's video, I'll be doing, I believe this is the second one I've done of these, essentially determining between two candidates, or between two members of a certain party, who not necessarily would be the stronger presidential candidate, but who would get more electoral votes out of swing states. I don't necessarily know that this always reflects this. I believe in this prediction it does. I did a DeSantis versus Trump, one, and I actually Trump won. I would think that DeSantis would be a stronger nominee. But honestly, he's very similar to Trump. He has slightly more suburban appeal, but significantly less rural appeal. So that kind of makes sense that Trump would be a stronger candidate, though. But so here we are. I'm gonna start off by labeling. I don't think any of them have any safe states. Let's just go from like east to west ish. So first state, Nevada. I'm gonna give this to Harris tilt. It's kind of hard to tell. I think Biden would do better with rural voters. Harris is probably gonna be decent enough for the Hispanic and Latino voters. They're fairly equal in the state. A lot of states are gonna be fairly almost or pretty much equal in that I might give tilt to either party or either person. I guess. Um, unless I guess I'm assuming or I know. In Arizona, maybe I guess I'm not even certain. When you think about that term, it's kind of strange. Or at least to me, but Arizona, I'm gonna give to Biden lean. I think that he has enough. I think he has significantly more appeal to traditional conservatives than somebody like Harris. In fact, somebody like Harris could lose this. I think that Biden would probably beat Ron DeSantis in the state, but I think that there's a very real possibility that Harris would lose the state to Ron DeSantis. Um, Next at Colorado, I'm gonna give it to Biden tilt. I mean, he has enough appeal to rural voters. I think he has enough suburban appeal. Um, to carry. Honestly, this is similar to Nevada. I would say it favors Biden a little bit more, though. New Mexico, I'm also going to give it to Biden. I think he has much more appeal to oil workers than Harris, even though Harris might have a little bit more Hispanic and Latino appeal. Honestly, actually, it should be tilt. It should probably be tilt. Texas, I'm going to give it to Harris, lean, and same thing with Florida. Both of these, essentially because, not necessarily because Harris is terribly strong, but because Biden is incredibly weak. In Texas, Biden's not great for Hispanic and Latino voters there. Harris can probably do well enough in the suburbs and do better or do well enough for Hispanic and Latino voters. Florida, Biden's terrible, or Biden was terrible, at least for Hispanic and Latino voters in 2024. I'd probably give Florida to Biden tilt, but from what we've seen, I'm gonna give it to him. Or I'm gonna give it to Harris lean. Georgia, I'm gonna give it to Biden tilt just because I think he has more appeal to white rural voters, and he already has loads of appeal to black voters. I think that that's necessarily. It kind of depends on who the GOP nominee is, but I think that someone like Biden is going to have still very good appeal to black voters. He's going to do very well with black voters in Atlanta, and also do very well with rural black voters. Yet still do well with the white rural voters, and there will be significantly less anti-Biden rural turnout. If it's against Trump, I guess I give this to Harris because there's still going to be loads of rural turnout. But if it's against somebody who's probably going to struggle with rural turnout, if this is against Kristi Noem or Ron DeSantis or Mike Pence or Nikki Haley, I'm going to give this to Biden because he has more appeal, or he's going to have enough rural appeal. Where somebody like Harris would get probably a lot of anti-Harris rural turnout. So that's just kind of where it fits. If it's against somebody like Trump, I guess to Harris tilt because otherwise there's gonna be loads of rural turnout against her. If it's against somebody who's gonna struggle with rural voters, I'm gonna give it to Biden. Kind of depends with that, but for now I'm just gonna give it to Biden tilt. Once again, this is not absolute. It could easily go to Harris. North Carolina, very similar thing. Biden also has more working class appeal. Virginia, very similar thing. It can honestly go to Harris, but I also see her having decent appeal in the DC suburbs. But there's fairly similar reasoning for a lot of these three states in the sense that they have fairly large black populations. Harris can do. They're both pretty. Actually, Harris can probably do better with black voters than Biden, but Biden's still going to do very well, or at least pretty well, and he's going to get better rural turnout. Um, or Iowa, Biden just simply has much more populist appeal. Harris really just lacks it. Nebraska second. I'm gonna give to Harris still. Honestly, this is a bit of a toss up. Depending on who has more suburban appeal. I'm gonna give it to Harris. Just easily go to Biden. Minnesota. I'm gonna give to Biden. Lean. I think that Harris, Mick, across a lot of these, Minnesota, Iowa, and like the Rust Belt, Biden is just gonna be better for the working class, which will give him an edge. That doesn't necessarily mean that Harris is a bad candidate. Like, I don't think she's necessarily a good candidate for the Rust Belt at the time being. I mean, there's still a chance that she does. And there's a lot that can change. And if the Biden economy is successful, there's a fairly good chance that Harris has enough working class appeal. For now, I'm gonna give it to Biden lean. Um, in was I just talking about working class appeal? I'm sorry, I might have just zoned out for a second. Sorry if I just completely zoned out. I'm not even sure if I was talking about Nebraska second or Minnesota. But yeah, sorry if I just zoned out. Oh, speaking of which, this is late. This video is actually gonna come out on the 17th. It's meant for the 16th. Wisconsin, I'm gonna give to Biden tilt. Same thing with Michigan actually. And Pennsylvania, all three of these, Wisconsin being the most conservative, Michigan being the most liberal, Pennsylvania being, Wisconsin voting furthest right, Michigan voting furthest left, Pennsylvania voting in the middle. Harris is going to have pretty decent appeal to black voters and do decent in the suburbs. Biden's going to do decent in the suburbs and still do decent with black voters. But yes, he's going to do much better with the white working class. I'm going to give them all to him tilt. They could all go to him lean. Ohio, especially with the black electorate, or the black share of the electorate decreasing, Biden, I think, has much more appeal to white rural farmers. New Hampshire, I'm going to give it to Biden lane. He just has more appeal to white rural college educated voters. Very similar thing in Maine. In the Maine second, Biden gets likely. He has so much more appeal. He has much more populist appeal than somebody like Harris. I think a lot of these states, Harris will probably carry or still do well regardless. Georgia, Virginia, North Carolina, all three of these. Pennsylvania, Michigan, probably maybe Wisconsin, definitely Minnesota, New Hampshire, Maine. But I think if Biden has a slight edge in a lot of these states, you can see 104 of the 155 electoral votes were tilt for him. So I mean they're all relative, or a lot of these are relatively competitive. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like below. Stay tuned for my next video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please comment your suggestions down below, and I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye.